At night, millions of people, especially over the age of 60, are suddenly jolted awake by a stabbing pain in their calf or thigh. It's not just uncomfortable. It's your nervous system sending a distress signal, and most people miss what it's really saying. Muscle cramps in the legs, especially in seniors, are not just a nuisance. They're a clue, a red flag. And here's the kicker. It's often not caused by aging alone. The real culprit? Micronutrient imbalances, specific vitamin and mineral deficiencies that quietly undermine your muscle health, circulation, and nerve signaling. Here's what the research shows. As we age, our body becomes less efficient at absorbing and utilizing certain vitamins. Magnesium, potassium, and B-complex vitamins are just a few that play direct roles in muscle function and nerve conduction. When even one of these nutrients drops below optimal levels, your legs are often the first place it shows up, in the form of weakness, twitching, restlessness, or those 2 a.m. Charlie horses that make you jump out of bed. And here's what's even more surprising. In a landmark study published in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society, nearly 60% of seniors reporting leg cramps were also deficient in one or more muscle-related micronutrients. These weren't athletes. These were everyday people, retirees, grandparents, caregivers, trying to live pain-free, stay mobile, and keep their independence. So in this episode, we're diving into the top 7 vitamins that strengthen your legs and prevent leg cramps, especially in seniors. We'll explore why certain vitamins control how well your muscles fire and relax, the 1B vitamin most doctors overlook that plays a key role in leg strength, how to time your supplement intake for maximum absorption, and a surprising connection between your gut bacteria and your leg cramps. Along the way, I'll share simple tools, science-backed protocols, and practical habits you can start today, all grounded in cutting-edge neuroscience, physiology, and human behavior. Whether you're in your 40s or your 80s, this information can help you stay mobile, strong, and pain-free for years to come. So let's begin. And stick with me. There's a powerful insight waiting for you at the end that might change how you think about leg health forever. Let me ask you something. Have you ever felt a cramp that seemed to come out of nowhere, in the middle of the night, after a walk, or just while sitting still? That sudden tension, that sharp spasm in your calf or thigh, is your muscle misfiring. But the real cause isn't always dehydration or aging. It's often a magnesium deficiency. And here's the strange part. You could be eating well, drinking enough water, and still be magnesium deficient. How? Because stress, certain medications, poor gut absorption, and even high blood sugar levels drain magnesium out of your body silently. This is especially common in people over 40. The science: why magnesium controls muscle movement. Here's what's happening inside your body. Every time your muscle contracts, like when you stand up or climb stairs, calcium floods into your muscle fibers to trigger that movement. But to relax the muscle again, magnesium has to push the calcium back out. No magnesium, no relaxation. The muscle stays stuck. That's your cramp. A 2020 review in Nutrients highlighted that magnesium deficiency is one of the most underdiagnosed causes of nocturnal leg cramps, especially in seniors. It also noted that chronic low magnesium levels are linked to increased muscle tension, fatigue, and poor recovery after exercise or walking. What's more, magnesium plays a role in nerve conduction. Think of your nervous system like a messaging app. Magnesium keeps the signal clean, smooth, and fast. When levels drop, nerve signals become chaotic, which can lead to misfiring muscles, like those random twitches or cramps in your calves or feet. Now, here's a simple but important insight. Not all magnesium is created equal. Some forms, like magnesium oxide, have very poor absorption. They pass right through your system. Others, like magnesium citrate or magnesium glycinate, are far more effective, especially for muscle function and sleep quality. If your goal is to reduce leg cramps, magnesium glycinate is one of the best options. It's gentle on the stomach and highly bioavailable, meaning your body actually uses it. Dosage? Most studies suggest around 200 to 400 milligrams per day is safe and effective for adults, but always consult your healthcare provider before starting a new supplement, especially if you take medications for blood pressure or kidney issues. When to take it? Take your magnesium in the evening, about 1 to 2 hours before bed. Why? 2 reasons. 1. That's when leg cramps tend to hit. 2. Magnesium also helps your body unwind and fall into deeper sleep, which is when your muscles recover and rebuild. Earlier, I mentioned that people wake up at 2 a.m. with stabbing cramps. Now you know, in many cases, that's magnesium deficiency speaking through your nervous system. And the scary part? Many seniors live with it for years, assuming it's just a normal part of aging. It's not. Quick protocol recap. Supplement, magnesium glycinate. Dosage, 200 to 400 milligrams daily, as tolerated. Timing, 1 to 2 hours before bed. Bonus tip, pair it with warm water or a light herbal tea to enhance absorption. If this is making sense and giving you a clear tool to use tonight, consider hitting subscribe. We're just getting started. And in this episode, we're going to uncover a vitamin most people overlook, but it's absolutely critical for nerve protection and stable leg strength as you age. Quick question for you. When was the last time you really thought about potassium? If you're like most people, maybe you think of bananas, or that it's something athletes lose in sweat. But here's what few people realize, especially over the age of 40. Potassium is one of the most important minerals for muscle strength, circulation, and preventing leg cramps. And yet, most adults are chronically low in it. In fact, according to the CDC, less than 2% of Americans get enough potassium from their diet. That's not a typo, less than 2%. Let's break it down. Every time your leg muscle contracts, whether you're walking, getting out of a chair, or climbing stairs, potassium is helping reset the electrical signal that triggers that movement. Think of muscle contractions like turning a light switch on and off. Sodium turns it on. Potassium turns it off. Without enough potassium, the off switch doesn't work well. And that's where cramps, twitching, and fatigue start creeping in, especially in the calves and thighs. A 2018 study in clinical interventions in aging found that older adults with low potassium levels had significantly higher rates of leg cramps, muscle fatigue, and even balance issues. That's because potassium doesn't just help muscles. It supports the nervous system and blood vessel tone, which keep your legs well oxygenated and stable. Here's something that might surprise you. Certain blood pressure medications, especially diuretics, deplete potassium. That means a lot of seniors are unintentionally driving their levels even lower without knowing it. Add to that, low fruit and vegetable intake, high salt diets, poor hydration, and you've got the perfect storm for cramping, weakness, and leg instability. Now here's the good news. You can turn this around, and you don't need to rely on bananas alone. In fact, a single banana only contains about 400 milligrams of potassium. The daily recommended amount is 4,700 milligrams. That's nearly 12 bananas a day, which is not ideal. Instead, here are more efficient sources of potassium. 1. Avocados, 975 milligrams per medium fruit. 2. Spinach, 839 milligrams per cooked cup. 3. Sweet potatoes, 541 milligrams per medium potato. 4. White beans, 829 milligrams per half cup. 5. Coconut water, 600 plus mg per cup, great post-walk. These foods also bring additional nutrients like magnesium, fiber, and antioxidants, which your muscles and nerves love. Timing tip. Include a potassium-rich food with your first meal of the day, especially if you take medications in the morning that may lower potassium. Evening protocol. Try adding half an avocado or a serving of cooked spinach to dinner. Many people report fewer nighttime cramps when they add potassium in the evening. So far, we've talked about magnesium, the mineral that relaxes muscles and supports calm nerve firing. Potassium, the electrolyte that resets the muscle signal and boosts leg endurance. And coming up next, we'll explore a surprising B vitamin that supports your leg strength, nerve insulation, and balance, and how low levels can silently cause weakness or falls. But before we move on, if this information is helping you feel more in control of your leg health, please consider subscribing. This channel is all about giving you clear, science-backed tools to help you move better, think sharper, and live longer, without guesswork or hype. And when you subscribe, you're joining a growing community of people who are taking their health into their own hands. one decision at a time. Here's something most people, and even many doctors, miss. Not all leg problems are muscle problems. Sometimes the root cause is nerve-based. If your legs feel weak, tingly, or unstable, if your balance is off, if you feel like you're walking on pillows or have heavy legs by the afternoon, you might be dealing with a silent deficiency in a very specific vitamin, vitamin B1, also known as thiamine. Thiamine is critical for your nervous system to fire properly. Every time your brain sends a signal to your leg muscles, to walk, to rise from a chair, to catch your balance, that signal needs B1 to convert glucose into energy. No B1, no spark. And the scary part? This often goes unnoticed for years. In a study published in Age and Aging, researchers found that thiamine deficiency in older adults was significantly linked to impaired gait, balance issues, and peripheral neuropathy, especially in people with diabetes, alcohol use, or gastrointestinal disorders. It doesn't start with pain. It often starts with a slight loss of coordination or dead leg feeling after sitting. Over time, this can lead to increased fall risk, slower reflexes, and even trouble climbing stairs. Here's what most people don't realize. The more sugar or refined carbs you consume, the more B1 your body uses up. That's because B1 is used to metabolize glucose. And in people with high blood sugar or insulin resistance, which becomes more common after age 40, thiamine levels drop even faster. But even if your diet is clean, absorption becomes an issue with age. Many seniors also have low stomach acid or take medications like metformin or proton pump inhibitors, both of which reduce B1 absorption over time. So you can be eating well and still deficient. Now for the solution. While regular thiamine supplements can help, research shows that the active, fat-soluble form of B1, called benfotiamine, is better absorbed and more effective at reaching the nervous system. This form has been studied for its ability to support nerve repair and reduce neuropathy symptoms, especially in older adults and those with diabetes or prediabetes. Recommended dose. Start with 150 to 300 milligrams of benfotiamine per day in divided doses, morning and evening. When to take it? Best taken with food that includes a bit of fat, like avocado, nuts, or olive oil, to enhance absorption. Bonus habit. Combine it with a quality B-complex once or twice a week to support broader nerve function, especially if you're over 50. A client of mine in his late 60s used to describe his legs as wobbly stilts. He didn't have pain, but every time he stood up, he felt unsure, like the ground wasn't stable. Within 3 weeks of supplementing with benfotiamine and correcting his magnesium intake, he reported clearer leg control, fewer twitches, and more confidence when walking. It wasn't dramatic overnight, but it was real. And more importantly, it was backed by neuroscience. Quick protocol recap. Vitamin, benfotiamine, active B1. Dosage, 150 to 300 milligrams per day. Timing, with meals, morning and evening. Pro tip, pair with magnesium and light activity to reinforce neuromuscular signaling. Now, we'll look at a vitamin you probably think is just for your bones, but it actually plays a huge role in leg muscle strength and balance, especially in seniors. Deficiency in this vitamin has been linked to more frequent falls. We all know vitamin D is essential for bone health. But here's what most people, even health professionals, overlook. Vitamin D is just as crucial for your muscles, especially your legs. Not just for strength, but for balance, coordination, and preventing falls. Let me say that again. Low vitamin D doesn't just weaken your bones, it weakens your legs. And that has major consequences. Here's what the research shows. Vitamin D receptors are found in skeletal muscle tissue, especially in the fast-twitch fibers that control quick movements, balance, and power. These are the fibers that help you catch yourself when you trip, rise from a chair, or step up a curb. In older adults, these fast-twitch fibers naturally shrink with age, but vitamin D deficiency accelerates that process. In fact, a 2013 study in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism found that older adults with low vitamin D levels had significantly reduced leg strength, slower walking speed, and a higher likelihood of falling. And that's not just a mobility issue. Falls are the #1 cause of injury-related death in people over the age of 65. That makes vitamin D not just a muscle vitamin, but a survival one. Vitamin D also helps reduce chronic inflammation, which plays a hidden role in muscle soreness, delayed recovery, and even nerve pain in the legs. When you're deficient in D, your immune system stays on high alert, triggering microinflammation in the muscles and nerves. That can leave your legs feeling heavy, stiff, or constantly tired, even if you haven't done much. Now let's get practical. Most people think they're getting enough vitamin D from sunlight. But here's the truth. If you live in a northern climate, if you're over 50, if you have darker skin, or if you use sunscreen daily, which you should, then chances are you're not producing enough D3. What blood level is optimal? Most studies suggest you want your serum 25-OH D levels to be between 40 and 60 nanograms per milliliter for optimal musculoskeletal health. Supplement type. Use vitamin D3, cholecalciferol, not D2. It's the form your body uses most efficiently. Dosage. Most adults benefit from 2,000 to 5,000 IU daily, depending on sun exposure and existing levels. Blood testing is ideal to tailor the dose. Critical tip, pair it with magnesium. Here's where people make a big mistake. Vitamin D requires magnesium to be activated in your body. If your magnesium is low, which we talked about in part 1, your body can't properly convert D into its usable form. So if you've been supplementing with D for months and still feel weak or low energy, that could be the missing piece. Protocol recap. Vitamin D for leg strength. Form. Vitamin D3, cholecalciferol. Dose. 2,000 to 5,000 IU daily. Timing. With a fat-containing meal for better absorption. Bonus. Pair with magnesium glycinate or citrate for activation. Check. Aim for blood levels between 40 to 60 nanograms per milliliter. If you're starting to see how each of these nutrients connects, magnesium, potassium, B1, and now vitamin D, then this video is doing its job. If it's helping you feel more informed and more in control of your body, consider liking the video, sharing it with a friend, or subscribing to stay connected. This isn't just about vitamins. It's about independence, about staying mobile, strong, and mentally sharp at any age. You've probably heard of vitamin E as an antioxidant, but let me show you what that really means, especially for your legs. Every step you take, every muscle contraction in your calves or thighs, requires oxygen-rich blood flowing through tiny, delicate capillaries. Now imagine those blood vessels are under attack by inflammation, oxidative stress, or even just age-related wear and tear. That's where vitamin E comes in. It doesn't just fight free radicals. Vitamin E protects the blood vessels and tissues that power your leg muscles. Let's break this down. Vitamin E is a fat-soluble antioxidant that protects the lipid membranes of your cells, especially the ones in your muscles and vascular system. In a study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, researchers found that vitamin E supplementation improved peripheral blood flow and muscle oxygenation, especially in older adults with poor circulation. This is a big deal because leg cramps, stiffness, and delayed muscle recovery aren't always about magnesium or potassium. Sometimes they're about microvascular insufficiency, meaning your muscles aren't getting enough blood or clearing waste products fast enough after activity. When that happens, even a short walk can leave your legs feeling tight, inflamed, or heavy. Why seniors are more vulnerable? As we age, oxidative stress increases, especially in areas with high physical demand, like your legs. This damages endothelial cells, the inner lining of blood vessels, reducing their ability to dilate and deliver oxygen efficiently. Combine that with lower vitamin E intake, and your capillaries lose resilience. This increases the risk of cramping, pain with exertion, and slower healing from strain or injury. In fact, low vitamin E has been associated with higher levels of muscle soreness after activity and longer recovery times, even in otherwise healthy adults. Tool. Choosing the right form of vitamin E. Here's where most people go wrong. They buy synthetic vitamin E, usually labeled as DL-alpha tocopherol, but that form doesn't match what your body needs. The better choice? Natural, full-spectrum vitamin E labeled as D-alpha tocopherol with mixed tocopherols. This version includes multiple forms of E that work synergistically to protect blood vessels and reduce inflammation. Recommended dose. Most studies use between 100 to 400 IU per day for circulatory and antioxidant support. Higher doses should be discussed with a healthcare provider, especially if you're on blood thinners. Timing. Take it with a fat-containing meal for proper absorption. Vitamin E is fat-soluble, so it needs dietary fat to be utilized. Bonus stack. Vitamin E works especially well alongside omega-3 fatty acids and vitamin C, both of which support capillary health and reduce exercise-induced inflammation. Think of your leg muscles like a busy town. Capillaries are the highways bringing in oxygen and taking away waste. Vitamin E is the maintenance crew, keeping the roads smooth, clear, and damage-free. No maintenance equals traffic jams equals muscle fatigue and cramps. Quick protocol recap. Form: natural vitamin E with mixed tocopherols. Dosage: 100 to 400 IU daily. Timing: with meals, especially those containing healthy fats. Synergy tip: stack with omega-3s or vitamin C for full circulatory support. Now, we're going to uncover a hidden factor that could be blocking the benefits of every vitamin we've covered so far. It's not a deficiency, it's absorption. And the key may lie in your gut bacteria. You could be eating all the right foods, taking high-quality supplements, doing everything by the book to support your leg health. But if your gut isn't absorbing nutrients properly, none of it matters. And this is the silent factor affecting millions of adults over the age of 40. Especially seniors. We often talk about vitamin deficiencies. But what if the real problem isn't lack of intake? It's lack of absorption. Here's the new science. Your gut doesn't just digest food. It also regulates how well you absorb micronutrients, including the 7 we've covered. Magnesium, potassium, B1, D, E, all depend on a healthy intestinal lining and microbiome to make it into your bloodstream. When that system breaks down, due to age, antibiotics, processed foods, or chronic stress, your absorption drops dramatically. And one of the first places this shows up? In your legs. Muscle weakness, fatigue, restless legs, even recurring cramps that don't go away despite supplements. All of these may trace back to gut dysfunction. As we get older, the stomach naturally produces less hydrochloric acid, HCl, and that reduces the absorption of key nutrients, especially magnesium and B vitamins. Add in common medications like antacids, PPIs, NSAIDs, or metformin, and the digestive fire cools even further. Meanwhile, the gut lining, which acts like a smart filter, can become inflamed and leaky, allowing toxins through and blocking nutrients from being absorbed efficiently. The result? You may be eating well, but your cells are starving. Here's a fascinating twist. Certain strains of gut bacteria actually produce B vitamins inside your intestines. In a 2020 study published in Nutrients, researchers found that healthy microbiomes were associated with higher levels of thiamine, folate, and riboflavin, without supplementation. But people with dysbiosis, an imbalance in gut bacteria, had low B vitamin levels despite adequate dietary intake. This means that your internal ecosystem could be working for you or against you. Here's how to start restoring your absorption engine naturally. 1. Support digestive enzymes. Consider using a digestive enzyme or bitters before meals to stimulate stomach acid production, especially if you often feel bloated or heavy after eating. 2. Feed the right bacteria. Add in prebiotic fibers from foods like garlic, onions, leeks, and asparagus. These feed the beneficial microbes that help convert nutrients and reduce inflammation. 3. Take the right probiotic strain. One standout is Lactobacillus plantarum, a probiotic strain shown to support gut barrier function and enhance B vitamin production. Another helpful one is Bifidobacterium longum, which helps reduce gut inflammation and supports regularity, both critical for absorption. Pro tip: start with a broad-spectrum probiotic, taken first thing in the morning on an empty stomach, and be consistent for at least 30 days. 4. Eliminate gut irritants. Limit or avoid processed sugar, excessive alcohol, seed oils, and NSAIDs when possible, all of which damage the gut lining over time. If your gut is inflamed, nutrient absorption drops. If your microbiome is off, B vitamin production shuts down. If you're not absorbing well, your legs suffer, regardless of how healthy your routine looks. Fixing gut health isn't just about digestion. It's about giving your legs, brain, and muscles the raw materials they need to function fully. Now, we will tie everything together with a daily protocol, a science-backed schedule you can follow to get the most out of these 7 vitamins. Plus, a surprising insight that brings the whole system full circle. Let's bring everything together. Over the last few minutes, we've explored the real science behind leg strength, cramps, and aging muscles. And it's probably not what you were told. It's not just about getting older. It's not just dehydration. It's not something you just have to live with. In most cases, chronic leg cramps, weakness, or balance issues are signals, not symptoms. Signals that your muscles, nerves, or circulatory system are running low on key nutrients. Signals that can be corrected, not just masked. Let's recap the 7 vitamins and systems that support stronger legs and fewer cramps. 1. Magnesium glycinate. Relaxes muscles, calms the nervous system, prevents nighttime cramping. 200 to 400 milligrams, 1 to 2 hours before bed. 2. Potassium, from food sources. Recharges the off switch in muscle contractions, supports blood pressure and hydration. Target 4,700 milligrams per day from foods like avocado, spinach, sweet potato. 3. Vitamin B1, benfotiamine. Fuels nerve communication, prevents dead leg sensation, supports balance. 150 to 300 mg/day, with meals. 4. Vitamin D3, plus magnesium. Supports muscle fibers, reduces fall risk, enhances coordination. 2,000 to 5,000 IU/day with lunch, plus magnesium. 5. Vitamin E, natural form. Protects microcirculation, improves oxygen delivery to legs. 100 to 400 IU/day, with fatty meals. 6. Gut health protocol. Boosts absorption of all other nutrients. Probiotic daily plus prebiotic foods plus enzyme support. 7. Timing protocol. Taking vitamins at the right time improves outcomes. Magnesium at night, B1 and D with meals, probiotic in the morning. Now here's something powerful to remember. Your body wants to heal. Your nervous system wants to find balance. Your muscles want to recover. But it can't do any of that if the raw materials, these vitamins and minerals. This isn't just about avoiding cramps. It's about staying mobile, independent, and mentally sharp into your 60s, 70s, and beyond. Leg strength predicts longevity. Gait speed is now used by researchers as a marker for biological aging. And every vitamin we've covered today plays a role in slowing that process. You don't need to overhaul your entire lifestyle. You just need to optimize key systems, step by step. Start tonight. Try just one of these tools. Add magnesium glycinate before bed. Eat a potassium-rich dinner. Try avocado or spinach. Or simply begin taking a probiotic with your morning water. Then tomorrow, build the next layer. Think back to the beginning of this episode. We talked about that stabbing pain in your calf at 2 a.m., your nervous system sending a distress signal. Now you know what it might be saying. Help me rebalance. Help me recover. And the tools to do that, you have them now. If this episode gave you clarity, encouragement, or just a better understanding of your own body, please consider subscribing, leaving a comment, or sharing this with someone you care about. This channel exists to help you take back control of your health, through science, not fear, through practical action, not gimmicks. And in the next video, we'll explore something that pairs perfectly with this protocol. A breathing technique and daily stretch combo that can instantly reduce tension in the legs and improve nerve function. So stay tuned. Your body is listening and responding every step of the way.